Welcome back to this episode of the Road to Redemption podcast. I'm as always your grateful host, Cam Williamson. It's amazing to be back with you, and I think I figured out our problem. The internet sucks. MGK, you guys know, I'm a stan of MGK. I'm a big fan. He's catching a lot of heat right now. The All-Star game, the NBA All-Star game went down. Macy Gray's kind of getting roasted. LeBron's getting roasted for laughing at Macy Gray. We'll talk about that. Let's talk about that because I want to end it with, again, mental health, right? And a few clips that I've been seeing of MGK. He just premiered his new indie film Taurus. I think it was in London or something. And he had a damn near depressive breakdown on stage where he could barely talk. So let's dig into it. It's going down right now. Let's start with the All-Star game. So MGK is getting roasted. Let me fuel up. For those that are just listening, I had to get a drink of coffee. MGK is getting roasted because he introduced Team Durant. For those that don't know, MGK is from Cleveland. He came out in what he jokingly called his Infinity Stone suit. Now, for those that don't know, MGK wears a lot of, in my words, dumb shit. He wears a lot of dumb shit. People were roasting him also for his new pop punk phase. Everyone kind of dug Tickets to My Downfall. This new emo girl thing, it's whatever. To me, whatever. But he's into this new, weird fashion style where he keeps wearing, just weird shit. That's the only way I can really describe it. And he understands it's weird. He's talked about it for years that he wears this stuff so people talk shit about him, which only leads me to believe more of what we've already been talking about previously on the show, that all this is drummed up for PR. In the same token, it makes it then difficult when we're going to talk about his mental health later, right? So he comes on stage. It's an all-black suit, and it just has a bunch of, again, if you've seen the Avengers movie, it looks like a bunch of Infinity Stones all over him. And he says, Cleveland, what's up? Shows love to the crowd. Everyone cheers. People were saying, he got no response from the crowd. Now, he told a joke about, hey, this only happens every 25 years. Next time this comes around, I'll probably have some gray hair that's kind of depressing. Okay, that moment, and then the moment where he said, hey, LeBron, I got all the Infinity Stones. So I'm not a good basketball player at all, but, put me in. I might be able to hit one from outside. It was a not great joke, right? MGK has stand-up friends like Pete Davidson, who might have been here, man, this is easy, bang. MGK has also used that joke about different outfits of his in other interviews where he's tried to roast himself because, again, he knows he looks ridiculous. He's 6'4", 6'5". It's hard to dress that dude. And, again, he's gone through all kinds of different phases. We've seen him wear, the oversized shit. We've seen him wear, the punk rock type shit. We've seen him in just about every getup. It's all whatever, right? So, again, if you want to slam the guy for the way he dresses, I understand that, but we've all worn dumb shit in our life. Then, so those two moments that everyone's saying, oh, these jokes bombed. Remember, he's not a stand-up comedian. He's not. He's an actor. He does movies, but he's not necessarily a comedic actor. He's done a few funnier movies with Pete Davidson. Boy, he had very small roles in. So, again, he's just enjoying the moment of being invited to be a presenter in front of his hometown. What is good enough for people? Because we also remember, too, he's in an arena. He's in what was formerly the Q Arena. So he's in an arena. For people that don't understand the way acoustics work, sound takes time to travel. So if he's not already, and this is just a kudos to stand-up comedians, if he's not getting a roaring laughter, and that's after when the stand-up says something in an arena, it takes a second to get to the back of that audience. So you're getting waves of laughter starting from the front of the room, who heard it first, and then it makes its way. Now, it's not that long. Everyone's enjoying the moment kind of together, but sound takes time to travel. And if he's not getting a big laugh, which he probably didn't, it probably just got a, fucking whatever. It's MGK. Wearing a suit, whatever. Okay. We're not here to see this. We're here to see the basketball. If we were here to see an MGK concert, I might, fuck it, because I'm in the mood to see that. I'm not in the mood to see him try stand-up right now. T.I.'s trying stand-up. We can talk about that later. It's ridiculous. It's not ridiculous that he's doing it. We'll talk about that later. So then, that's really it. I think MGK did fine. He did fine. Now, here's the thing. MGK is an entertainer. He wants the response from the crowd. Now, he's not a stand-up, so he's not necessarily good at getting laughs from the crowd. So what does he do? Let me hear some noise. People say he didn't get that. He got that. Now, here's the thing. By the time MGK got off stage, they had already let me hear some noise like 3 times. You can wear a crowd out. I don't even know where his placement was in the show. He might have been the first thing. I don't think he was. I think there was a few things that happened before that. So the crowd is riding this adrenaline wave. There's graphics, there's music, there's all-stars being shown, there's celebrities walking in. Like, there's so much going on in that crowd. They're constantly riding these fucking waves. So if you don't have top-notch entertainment at every second, the moment's gonna die, and you're gonna feel that in a room. MGK is a professional. You saw when he told the joke that didn't really blow, it wasn't a hurricane effect in the room. He moved right on. All right, DJ, take this shit. And the first thing the DJ does, introduces himself, he doesn't get really any response to the point where he goes, I said, let me hear some noise. Right? Now he's asking again, I need to hear some noise. So they're not even paying attention to this guy. Now, it takes a second for people to figure out where is he, who's talking, whatever. People are just they're looking for any reason to be fucking critical. Let's move on to Macy Gray's singing of the national anthem, or the Star Spangled Banner. It was a good performance, right? If you listen to Macy Gray, dude, she could have made that so much more. I thought it was good, so I don't want to say much more annoying. She could have made that annoying. You've heard Macy Gray's voice. So imagine if she would have went for that high note. Just imagine. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys, people are doing, and I didn't even know Macy Gray was from Canton. That's dope. I think that's awesome. I'm from Columbus, for those of you that don't know. So for me, I didn't watch the game. I've been watching the clips on YouTube. But guys, her national anthem was fine. She clearly had a meeting with her team, and she was like, guys, I am not going to Roseanne Barr this, or one of the other infamous fails of doing the national anthem. She goes, I'm going to play it safe, stay in my wheelhouse. I get the acoustics. She's probably played arenas before. So I'm just going to stay right here in the safe zone. You could see, she said, and she turned around and walked off. She goes, I did it. I'm out. That's all she was trying to do. Same thing as MGK. I'm trying to show up, pay homage to the city, feel some love, and get the fuck out of Dodge. Now, MGK also had like a moment on the court where he like got in someone's face and I think he was saying not cool. That's not cool. That's not cool. I don't know what the situation was. And people were like, well, that was a huge NBA guy. He'd have smashed MGK. People people really forget. And it might just be an Ohio thing. I don't know. In the Midwest, when it comes to fighting, we weren't really raised to worry about like that person is this size, that person does this or that or this. You live so like in the moment and stuff like that. You're just like, dude, I'll punch you in your fucking face. So I don't know what the situation was. They might have been having a whole bunch of nothings going on, but MGK is kind of known to flare off at his mouth and get himself sued and shit for punching people or kicking people and shit. So it's not below him to take on, and I'm pretty sure the guy that sued him was like a huge biker. It was like a 6'9" biker that he punched in a casino. So it was like, it's not that he won't go there. Is it smart to do that? No. He's a father. He's, whatever. But again, MGK is on a different level of like mental health cries for help. It's sad. So we'll get to that later. People were roasting LeBron, saying that he was laughing at Macy Gray. You have no idea what was going on in LeBron's head. I'm not a LeBron fan or anything. I respect him for what he does for the sport. He, like many other people, just like to put their foot in their mouth. I guess I could consider myself one of those a lot of the times too. It's just one of those situations. My die-hard love of LeBron has absolutely faded away. But again, I don't think he was doing anything ill-intentioned. I don't. I just think that people look for they look for anything to go, hey, listen to me on this because this guy's garbage. This guy's trash, and let me tell you why this guy's trash, so maybe we could bring him down because I think he deserves to be brought down. It's like, okay, this seems to just be like the new normal thing to do. Anytime an event happens, it's like, well, let's find any flaw in production. Let's find any place where they're not perfect, where they're just people, and let's try to show them again, hey, you're just a person. It's like, hey, can we all just admit, like, even celebrities are trying to do this now and go, hey, I'm just a human being. I'm just a person. You're just watching a person do what they love to do. If I mess up, sorry. Consider it like an ice skater falling at the Olympics. I tried my best. I did my best. That doesn't mean we don't roast figure skaters every time. People mention it and they're in the headlines for weeks and stuff, but it's like, dude, why do we have to grab on to the worst moments? Why is that in our nature as human beings? I can tell you as a social media person, it's just the way it goes. If you get 800 comments, 799 of them are, hey, we love it, good episode, blah, blah, blah. You have one prickhead that's like, oh, you know, the way you talk is fucking irritating. That will bother you for so long, and you will completely not disregard, but like the 800 voices, you go, oh, well, they're just telling me that because, you know, whatever. And it's crazy. It's crazy how people's brains work. And it's not like there's a select few people who are just this negative and can't get out of the negative. That's the way human beings work. And it's unrealistic to ask people like, well, just stay off social media. You're asking people to not participate in the future. People should not have to stay off social media. God damn, my mouth is dry. People should not have to stay off social media because other people can't not be assholes. So we've made rules and regulations out in public as to how to best get along so we don't just go around assaulting each other and fucking whatever. And that's the big difference, right? If you put every single person that's putting MGK got roasted for his NBA All-Star video up, and you put them all on a line, and you made them say that to his face, like that you implied that he was untalented or a piece of garbage or just some trendy whatever, say that shit to him. Because let's not forget how I started this. He's good to go on site. He's good for that. There's still people that are good for that. So living in this, and I call it the metaverse world, where people get so bold because they're the mayor of Fuckville on the metaverse or whatever you do, don't forget there's still people really about this life. And who aren't woke to the point, and MGK gets crazy woke with shit. He's crazy, liberal with some stuff, I think now. But when it comes to, taking it back to being a real person, dealing with real people, he'll go good and bad side of that. So it's just, I think we need to immediately pump the brakes on this culture where it's like, all right, the Super Bowl comes up. Let's roast Eminem for taking a knee. Let's roast 50 Cent for being overweight. Let's roast Mary J. Blige for falling down. Now, even I said I thought she died. That was weird. Let's find everything that's wrong with everything, and let's put that on blast so nobody can enjoy nothing. Well, I wonder why we have a fucking mental health pandemic. And I wonder why, now we'll talk about it, MGK was sitting up on the panel at the Taurus movie release, and he's literally like this. He's on a table, and he's talking like this, and he can just barely get the words out, and his eyes are, and it's not even like he's intoxicated. You could tell the boy is wore out. Just not even physically tired. He's just physically and emotionally and spiritually drained. And he even says it. He's like, people don't realize, I'm just a human being. I'm just a person. And so many people talk shit about me. And that's a part of this game that I'm in. But he's almost quietly begging people to be better people. Be nicer. Why is that fucking hard? I've been dealing with like a person that I really like on YouTube, George Poulos. He's a YouTube skater. He's a skateboarder who also makes YouTube videos, I should say. He's catching hate from this guy who doesn't even deserve to be named. And people are trashing George, saying that he's not a part of like core skateboarding community. If you guys want to talk about this, we can talk about this real fast. First off, I was born in 92. I started skating as early as I can remember that you can have a board. Someone bought me one and I skated. And I didn't get serious in it until I was like 11 or 12, something like that. So like I was around with when the big surge of skateboarding came to be. I saw it be, everybody hated it. You were a piece of shit punk skateboarder if you did that. To it got more kind of whatever, to now it's completely mainstream. It's just like watching football to most people. And there's people that like dedicate their kids' lives to being skateboarders. Ryan Sheckler was kind of the start of that, which also started like the anti-culture of skateboarding, which is if you sign with Nike and Red Bull and all these big corporate companies, you were a sellout and you were not of core skate culture. So they're saying that people like George Poulos, who do like bigger brand reviews and stuff like that, I guess I could possibly be considered one of those as well. But you do brand reviews and you talk about things that aren't just Thrasher and Spitfire and the core skateboarding brands. You're willing to look at the new up and coming brands. He's catching hate for that. Now, George can skate his ass off. So it's like, okay, if you just want to criticize the guy just because you want to, well, go ahead and do that. You can do that to anybody. You can find anybody in the world and go, oh, I don't like this about him. You have to make the choice to not do that to people. Right? Now, again, most people don't suck. Most people aren't terrible people. But it's all about, I guess beauty is in the eye of the beholder is the best way to say it. If you look at everybody and just look for their flaws, which seems to be what we're doing nowadays, you're never going to find the beauty in this world. And you're going to continue to just be that ain't doing shit but talking shit person. Who wants to be that? I understand. We have whole mainstream media platforms, huge celebrities that make their names off shitting on people. I ask you, how's that going for those people right now? Where do you guys see that whole industry going in 5 years? I don't think it's going to be good. I think if we can learn to be kind to one another, and if we can learn to accept the parts of people that maybe don't fit us, and hey man, fit it in your schedule. Some people are good in low doses. Some people are better, you can binge watch some shit. Make that decision for yourself. And like your mother used to tell you, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. Keep your mouth shut. For what, though? Hey, here's the thing. If you get the person that you support, right? That's why you're watching their stuff. If you watch their stuff and you see something, you're like, I didn't care for that. Whether it was an editing technique or the way they spoke or something that they said, right? Say you have that. Moment happens and you go, noted. I'm not going to give up on that person. Noted. If you ever get the time with them, whether it be through DM or in person, tell them, hey man, just if you don't mind, I wanted to give them your feedback. You can do that, right? You can do it in private to where you can just go, hey, as a supporter of yours, I noticed this. I think most rational people, while there's a time and place for everything, obviously, most rational people that create, they want the feedback of genuine supporters. It's how the support and the critical feedback is delivered that makes the difference. If you're coming at someone from a place of hate and expecting them to change, well, that's never worked ever. Ever, ever. Whether it be in religious, transitioning people from different religions or whatever, I can't remember the word right now, or sports teams, it's just whatever it is. You're never going to hate or shame someone into thinking the way you think. It's just not the way the brain works. You have to find compassion and level playing grounds with people before you're even able to open your mind up to receiving new information. It's the way the brain works, y'all. With that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for today. I love you guys so much. Be nice to each other, please. I love you so much. Check out the Road to Redemption podcast.com if you want to get the new merch. We got this. We got the Violently Caffeinated stuff up. We got all kinds of stuff. Check out old episodes. Got new skate vlogs going up. Got the whole deal. I love you so much. We'll see you.